Dolls, how are you? I hope you're well. So, I unmatched a few people online because they don't really want to talk. I'm not going to put a gun to your head and make you talk to me. So, if we got like 5 words within a span of 2 days, you're out of here. Don't waste my motherfucking time. Anyway, people are just, there's no words. They're full of shit. Playing games. My friend was supposed to go out with somebody, and per the usual, playing games. Person was playing games, and they were supposed to go out this weekend. Well, that didn't happen because she disappeared. You know what I'm saying? People are just full of shit. That's why I love animals, because they either love you or they don't. They're not going to pretend they like you and then stab you in the back. That's a people thing, not an animal thing. So animals are better by far, for the most part. There are exceptions to the rule. And for the people who are not like that, and we happen to be tight, and we happen to be friends because we are authentic, I love you guys, and y'all know who you are. So, anyway, let's go right into, I guess we'll call this person David, the individual that I was involved with, who is a narcissist, big time narcissist. One thing that you will notice, and I have talked about this before, do not underestimate the power of the money. Money. That is the most important thing to a narc. And also control. But they control with money. So that's 2 of their favorite things that are orgasmic for them. Control and controlling with money, which is their real woman. Or their real man. In the case of a woman, all she cares about is money too if she's a narcissist. This is never gender specific. I am never pointing my fingers. Men are horrible. Men. I have never done that on my channel. I would never do that on my channel. Anybody of any gender can be a narcissist. So this is one thing that I noticed that's really huge, and I want you to pay close attention to what I'm saying to you and how ludicrous it is, how asinine it is, all right? Let's look in their wallet, because God knows they are. They got a magnifying glass in their wallet looking at how much they, how much they spend on you, but when it comes to something they need, oh baby, the sky's the limit when it comes to their spending for their self. So David has told someone that his house will be almost paid off in a few years. Well, I'm sure it will be, because you don't like spending your goddamn money on nobody else. And before I forget, even though he sits in church and pretends that he's pious, into God and so religious, he doesn't pay a dime to the church. Will never pay a dime to the church. But he will do a little bit of physical labor so that it kind of quiets the whispering behind his back. Don't pay a dime to them, which nobody's surprised. He will only spend money, like typical narcissists, will only spend money if there's a benefit for them. If there is no benefit, they're not doing it, period. Not doing it. Said that he paid cash for his car. Remodeled the entire main floor of his house. When I talk remodel, I'm talking the floors, replace the doors, that overlook the dining room area, replace the cabinets, put electrical heating through the floors, just did a whole entire remodel of the main floor. But didn't want to buy me popcorn when we went to the movie. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe remodeling is cheaper than buying somebody a popcorn at the movies. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Moving right along. Had an issue with taking me on dates, and the first time we went to a movie, didn't want to pay for popcorn, as I said. Then when confronted about no longer taking me on dates, talked about how he spent $200 on me. $200 on what? On what? A movie? Another movie? Because we went to 2, I believe. Popcorn? Let's see, what else? A snack here, a snack there at a restaurant? I don't know where that $200 came from. I think he's talking out the left side of his ass. Anyway. Not one time. Okay? Not once does he talk about how much he spent to remodel his house. Doesn't talk about how much he paid for the car. Talked about what he paid for the washer, which was about $1,300, and the washing machine was another $1,300. And I'm ballparking it because that's not an exact amount. So you spent, let's say it was $1,300. It was over $1,000 a piece. That wasn't a problem, but a popcorn's a motherfucking problem. Anyway, washer, we're gonna say $1,300, although it was more than that, maybe. $1,300 for the washer, a separate $1,300 for the dryer. So this is not a combination thing. This is a separation for both prices for each one separately. That's a lot of fucking money. In addition to, you know, his precious bed with the pillars and the this and the that, you know, fancy bed and all this, like super fluffy pillow top. That shit ain't cheap. We know we get reamed on buying a bed. We get reamed because they know you have to have a bed. So they charge whatever the hell they want to. And the fancier it is, the fluffier it is, you talking a whole lot of money, thousands of dollars for a bed alone. So you're talking, I'm going to say about, let's see, 10, okay. We're going to say, let's just say ballpark $3,000 for the washer and dryer, okay? However, you know, $1,200 for the bed, which is probably more than that. All right? All of the, you know, gutted the whole main floor and started working on downstairs in the basement, which is never going to be done because he's hit a bout of laziness. So I guarantee that's never going to get finished. But this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. You know, we'll spend on themselves, but buying for you, well, I just don't really want to do that. Yeah, I gotta watch my pocket real close. Don't worry about the thousands and thousands and thousands I spent on that, and you know, don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Because that's going to benefit me. Do you see what I'm saying? So I want you to start looking at people's wallet close. Don't ask them about their money because that's rude. Don't ask them anything, but make a mental note of the shit that they bitch about. See how many times this person takes you out. See how many times they tell you they don't have money and then they turn around and buy a motorcycle. Yes, he used to have a motorcycle. I think that's more than a popcorn. But I could be wrong. I mean, a popcorn could easily be $5,000 for a small. I don't know. I could be wrong. If you are cheap and you have a mental illness like narcissism, you don't need to be fucking taking nobody out. You need to just lurk in the bars until somebody's hot and horny, drunk and horny, and then take them home. You are not partner material. You are not a partner. The only partner is your goddamn money. That's more important to you than anything else. Okay? Brags about how he had a race with some guy and how he kept bragging about how his car was more powerful than the other person's car. Do you see what I'm saying? Materialistic things are much more important than any connection with a person. Material things are much more important than a connection with somebody. And this is what these mentally ill people don't realize. and you're eating pork rinds and you're eating 1,000 ramen noodles, you know, like every day you have ramen noodles, you know, because you don't want to spend his precious money on groceries, but he'll spend it for other things. So he's going to pay for his health down the line. It's gonna pay in manifestation of health problems later, which he's arrogant, so he doesn't even think about that. So when that happens, and it will, your material things, dumbass, cannot hold you in the hospital. Your material things cannot hold your hand and say, come on, pumpkin, don't leave us. Your material things cannot hug you when someone dies, because God knows you need comforting when something goes wrong, but if somebody else needs comforting, you give them a blank stare. Okay? When I fell, we went hiking with other people. When I fell, this person just stood there staring at me like this. Somebody else came over to help me. He would lie and tell you that he came over there to help me. He did not. He don't want to mess up his hairdo. So no, you're on your own. If you fall, how dare somebody count the money that it takes to take somebody out on a fucking date, but then when it comes to spending thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for themselves, that's okay. You don't worry about that. You worry about how much that popcorn costs. That's what you need to worry about. These motherfuckers make me sick. They make me sick. So they're going to spend whatever in the beginning because they're trying to pretend that they're a good person. It's not going to last. It's not going to last. So don't go by what you see in the beginning. Go by what you see as the months progress, as the weeks progress, because the mask will slip. All right? The mask will slip, and then they'll start bitching about, oh, I don't have cash on me. I only use a credit, my credit card is, 1,000 degrees in the fucking heat. And you may have to ask them, can you get me a Gatorade? Is that okay? I don't have any change on me. Can you grab me a Gatorade? You're lucky if you get it. Because a Gatorade is not up to $10,000, so it's not relevant, and it's not going to benefit that individual, but it will benefit you. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I suppose I can. Okay? Pay close attention to the behavior someone does long term, not even long term. Watch over a period of a few weeks to a few months, and you will start to see signs and symptoms of something ain't right up here. You're going to see signs and symptoms. And, they're so arrogant. I'm getting notifications on my phone. They're so arrogant. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, they're so arrogant that they feel they have the right to take people out. You're not relationship material. You're not partnership material. You're not. You're a selfish prick. You're a mentally ill, selfish fucking prick. You think people aren't going to notice what you're doing? They think they live in a bubble, right? They think they live in this protected bubble, all right? And they just don't understand that people see everything. And they remember what you say. And then they look at your behavior and they're going, yeah, that's pretty tacky. That's pretty insensitive. That's pretty uncaring. I also want you to notice this before, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again because it's so imperative. It is so imperative that you watch your partner. I want you to watch them closely when they are talking to other people, or the other people are talking to them and confiding in them something that is very painful. Somebody died, or like in this one particular case, this individual talked to him about a car accident that he was in and how scary it was. And the reaction, I want y'all to, you don't have to be a detective to notice body language, but I want you to watch. Watch your partner. Watch the reaction. And there's a difference between a genuine reaction and a phony reaction. Watch over a period of time, because eventually you'll see the real them, like I told you. If somebody's telling this person, your partner, that they had a real terrible car accident and almost died, and it was real scary, and we thought that we saw life flash before us and the whole bit, right? And that person's doing this. You better reevaluate if you want to be with a robot, because narcissists are robots. They have no emotions. Any emotion that they feel, they copy from us. So they may learn how to have facial expressions, but as you get to know them through the weeks and through the months, you will see the real them. The mask always slips, and you will see the reality. You will hear the snarky comments coming from this person. You will see that they are not Mr. or Miss Happy 24 hours a day, which is unrealistic in any world, anywhere. It's unrealistic to be happy 24 hours a day. That's fucking ridiculous unless you're on a drug or something, okay? Life happens. That person perpetrated, they try to dominate my conversation by saying, oh, you know, ever since you came in here, you haven't said nothing positive. So if you were stuck in traffic, you better not talk about it. And you're pissed off, you better not talk about it. If somebody almost ran you over when you crossed the street, you better not talk about it. You better bring only positive things to the table, like the world is filled with trees that have cupcakes on them. You better, because this person perpetrates happy all the time. And I met another narcissist that does this as well. I only deal with happy people. I only deal with positivity. You know, nothing negative. I talked about this in another video. Nothing negative, nothing negative. That is called, if you don't make me happy, because underlying all of that, underneath all that happy bullshit, they're actually depressed. They're hiding depression with this false facade of happiness. And they want you to come in there and force them to be happy. Your job is to put a smile on my face. Your job is to make me happy. Your job is to take me out of the miserable existence that is myself. That's your job. So don't you dare come in here and talk anything negative. I'm going to dominate your conversation. I really don't know who the fuck they think they are. I really don't. They're ill. They're mentally ill. So before you fall in love with this person, the reason I got over this person, for the most part, my emotions are still raw, because I just don't like to be played with. And unlike narcs, I'm actually not dead inside. Anyway, you recover faster emotionally when you realize that you have feelings for a person that doesn't exist. When you have, you know, you had feelings for someone that's fake. They're perpetrating all this glitz and glamour about them that none of it is true. So once you realize that you fell in love with an optical illusion, okay, it helps you realize that you could get over this a lot faster, because you didn't fall in love with an actual person. You fell in love with a optical illusion, a mirage. You know what a mirage is? Let me tell you what it is. And I'm a little toasty. And the fan is on. I just love it. Yay. Summertime. Anyway, optical illusion, or a mirage. If you've been in the desert for very long periods of time, you've been stranded out there, the sun is beating down on you, you're having heat exhaustion, you're dehydrated, you know, the sun is again beating down on you real hard. You start, because of a lack of oxygen, and fluids in your body and food. You're going into starvation mode and dehydration mode. What will happen is you will start to see things that are not there. You will start to see an oasis of trees and a beautiful lake, and the water is sparkling and all of that. You will see that on the horizon, and none of that is real. This also happens when you're stranded on a boat for long periods of time. You start to see things that are not there. You start to see ships coming in to rescue you, and there's nothing there. So the mirage that you see, that oasis with the trees and the sparkling water, none of that is real. And that is the same thing when you're with a narcissist. All that sparkle that you see is not real. Who they are isn't real. I'm going to tell you something. Tell you something else. There was a guy, just to give you an example of how harsh they are. Not in the beginning, because they're trying to win you over. Anyway, this guy was seeing this woman. She did her testimony on YouTube, okay? And she told him she was a widow, which means her spouse died, partner died, or her spouse. And she was seeing this guy who wasn't a nice person. Let's just put it that way. He's another narcissist. He waits until they are at a family event loaded with people and says at the top of his voice, "What am I doing with a widow?" Like she's somehow trash because her partner died. This is the type of shit you are signing up for. If you are on an oxygen tank because you have a medical issue, they will make sure that they forget to pay the electric bill because they are that destructive. I forgot. It slipped my mind. Don't sit here and tell me you never forgot nothing, and will attack you when they are the ones that screwed up. Okay? Now, your oxygen should have a battery backup or something, but that's not the point. This is the type of destruction that they do. And as I told you before, I am pretty sure that David lost his wife because she committed suicide, and I know he had everything to do with it. But to excuse his own responsibility for it, he's not only going to continue the same behavior that destroyed her, he's going to continue the same behavior and period, and he's going to pretend that she's alive and well and doing great. In fact, she even got a promotion on the job. Who the fuck does that? Who normal does that? When you don't have a conscience, that's exactly what you do. You pretend that somebody losing their life strong possibility behind you. You act like, I don't know anything about that. I just don't know. I don't think it's real. I haven't verified it, but I don't think it's real. He was notified by mutual friends that had taken place. Somebody may lie about the $5 that was on your coffee table that they took. They may lie and say they didn't take it. But somebody lying and telling you that somebody actually committed suicide, that's not a fucking lie. People don't lie about that, okay? I'm sorry, they don't. Unless they're severely mentally ill, and I really don't think that's the case. He is the one who's severely mentally ill. It's disgusting. Ladies, gentlemen, you have a high responsibility to keep your sanity intact. You have a high, super high level of responsibility to make sure that you don't get with a poisonous person. You have a responsibility to yourself, to the inner child, right? Which Shahrazad Morgan reminds us of our inner child. That inner child inside of you, especially if you come from a broken home, okay? You have to take care of that wounded child inside of you and protect them from forces that are designed to destroy you. You don't want to be around coyotes and wolves and vultures. And that's what narcs are. They're vultures. Some of them are so disgusting and so crass. And yes, I know of someone who does this. I know of a few people that do this. One of them was divorced from his wife, which means she does her thing, you do your thing. That's what divorce means. He buddied up with her when she was dying. Ex-wife. Buddied up with her. Oh, I just want to check and make sure you're okay. I just want to hold your hand, and I know this is hard for you. She was dying of cancer. The only reason he buddied up with her is because there's something in it for him. When people die, there are people who, and I've talked to people like this, there are people that can't wait for their parents to die because they're, number one, they're narcissistic. Number two, you dying is going to be Christmas for me. Christmas and my birthday wrapped up in one because I get all your shit. So why are you still alive? It's Tuesday and you're still breathing. Why? They will kiss their parents' ass. They will be at their beck and call. They will cut their grass, paint their house, whatever I got to do to kiss your ass so that when you keel over, I can have everything that you own. I hate your guts, but I can't wait to get everything that you have, that you worked your ass for. I can't wait to grab it. Baby, there's no limit to how crass they are. There is absolutely no limit. Watch your back. And as I said before, if somebody is a fucktard and you're sick and you're dying, do not befriend them. Don't get dumb just because you're dying. Use your brain. If you lose the ability to protect yourself, that's where your family and friends come in. That's where your, what is it called? Person's or authority over you and your belongings. I can't think of it right now. Whatever the hell it's called. Y'all know you know what it is. The, whatever the shit it is. I'm not even going to try to guess. Anyway, they're in charge of your estate and in charge of your medical, depending on how you have it set up. If somebody's toxic, before you get so sick that you can't make decisions for yourself, you better turn your brain on and you better tell people, I don't want so-and-so near me. I don't care what's happening. I don't want them at the funeral. I don't want them anywhere near me. I don't want them near my house. I don't want to get a card from them. I don't want a phone call. I don't want them anywhere near me. I don't care if I just died. Do not let them come over. I will haunt them for the rest of their life. Okay? People just, they roll over and play dead because they're scared and they're terminally ill. So, you know, somebody who's a rattlesnake is like, well, I want to spend time with you. I know you're not well, and I know we haven't had the best experiences in the past, and we really didn't get along, but I think we should put that all behind us. If somebody's a snake, baby, there'll always be a snake. Keep them the hell away from you. Oh, God, it's at the tip of my tongue. What is that called? Power of attorney. There we go. Power of attorney. So they can either be in charge of your estate or they can be in charge of your estate and your medical. Make decisions on both. Okay? Do not become vulnerable and roll over and play dead just because you're sick or dying. Use your brain. Use your brain. If they were a snake all your life, they're not going to be a non-snake just because you're dying. They're going to be like, oh, yes, 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 yes. I mean, oh, I'm so sorry you're sick. Oh. Meanwhile, they're thinking, the emerald ring that she always wears, that sucker's going to be mine. Why are you still breathing? Are they going to say it? Hell no. Are they disappointed? You're damn straight. If they were a snake before you got sick, they're still a snake. Stay smart. Don't get dumb just because you're dying. Okay? Because if I love you and someone's coming after your shit, me and them are going to have war. Because I'm going to protect you with everything I got. Even if I'm not power of attorney, just because I love you, I'm going to protect you. I don't play that shit. I can't stand greed. It's disgusting. Anyway, y'all be cool. Stay safe. Don't drive, and text. I don't give a shit if Denzel Washington is on the phone. Well, hold it right there, because Denzel's my man, so you better chill. Chill. Get your own man. Whoever's on your phone, they can fucking wait. If they can't wait, there's a door. Get out. Or get out of my life. You're not worth me dying for, you know. You get to, you know, go under a tractor trailer because somebody needs you to answer the phone right now. Does that make any sense to you? Come on, people. Let's all be smart. Let's turn our brains on. Love you guys. Take care. Mama loves you. Bye.